All right, so we're going to talk about Canadian whiskey today. Canadian whiskey is usually thought of as a rye whiskey. However, if you think about American rye whiskey, it has to be majority rye, 51% at least. Canada actually doesn't have any laws about the rye content in their whiskey, so it's not really a rye whiskey. In fact, the majority of Canadian whiskey is in fact corn heavy in their mash bill. So let's talk about laws. The one thing you'll notice is that there's no E in whiskey in Canadian whiskey. Same as Scotch. We'll go over that some other day. The other laws, and there's not as many as there are in bourbon, it has to be distilled in Canada. It has to be barreled in a wood barrel, at least 700 liters. It doesn't matter if it's new oak or charred or uncharred. It can be used, anything. That's not important. It has to be aged for at least 3 years. And then the other thing is that bourbon doesn't allow for is it does allow artificial flavorings and colorings in there. However, we're going to talk about Lot 40, which doesn't really abide by any of those laws. It's done the right way, I believe. It's 100% rye whiskey. 90% of it is Canadian rye, 10% of it is malted. We're going to taste it. The nice thing about Canadian whiskey is that it's designed to be softer, it's designed to be a smoother whiskey, and even though this is 100% rye, it still drinks that way. It's delicious.